You're watching Good on Paper, a bookish channel.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
So today is a really special day. Well, the day that this premieres is a really special day because it's Rachel's birthday. Yay! So everyone go wish Rachel happy birthday, comment on our YouTube or message her on Instagram. Go tell her happy birthday if you're watching this because it is her very special day today when you're watching this.
It's actually very ironic, guys, because this is actually the day that I was born. Like, I was born on a Thursday. So I don't know why, but I always like it when my birthday falls on the day I was born. It just feels extra
Yeah.
special for whatever reason to me. But I'm super sappy like that. So.
Yeah, and it is super special because we have a podcast episode coming out on your birthday too.
Yes, I know.
So today is going to be our birthday episode because I want to hear all about Rachel's birthday week because she has planned a super fun birthday week that I'm really excited about because it sounds fun. And then I thought we would just make it all about Rachel and I'll just be doing like a little interview so you can learn more about Rachel for her birthday.
I'm the
Rachel's
monkey
gonna be
emoji that
embarrassed.
covers his eyes. I'm like, but
So
it's okay.
today is
I'm going to get revenge on Jennie's birthday.
oh no. Yeah, today is all about embarrassing Rachel, and she's gonna get me back, so it's okay.
Yeah. Yes, I am. 100%.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us about your birthday week. What's going on?
Um, I don't know what it is about this year that I just decided I wanted a simple birthday. Like, I guess for me, my happy place is the Shire. Like,
Yes.
if any reality, like if I could bring any fantasy into reality, it would be living in the Shire, being a hobbit. So I was like, I just want to be a hobbit for my birthday. So since I can't actually go to New Zealand because money is a thing, I was like, we're gonna do that here. So we're doing a full Tolkien weekend / week. We're starting with actually some YouTube videos I found that like explains the Lord of the Rings world, and then we're gonna, cause my family, bless their hearts, they've seen Lord of the Rings so many times, but they still don't understand everything all the time. So I found some videos, some short videos to show them first to educate them so that they'll understand things better. And then we usually just do a Lord of the Rings trilogy marathon, but this time I decided I wanted to do everything. So we're starting with The Hobbit, and we're going to watch all 3 Hobbits and then all 3 Lord of the Rings. But we're going to watch The Two Towers last because it's my favorite of the movies.
Okay.
Because I always like, whenever I eat, like I always save the best part of the meal for last.
Me
So I
too.
I would like to do the best thing last. So I'm like, we're gonna save it for the end. And then I just figured we're gonna do simple stuff in between, like play cornhole, go for walks, go to the river, whatever, just very lazy, simple stuff, and eat lots of food.
Yes, I'm so excited about your menu. Tell us about your menu because I saw a little bit on Instagram and I was like, "Ooh, can I come over?"
I know. I told somebody I was like, I really want to do like a virtual hangout so that we can all hang out and like chill and stuff. I'm like, I wish you guys could like actually come over to my house for it, but everybody lives so far apart. I figured that since hobbits are, I don't know, kind of old school, like they grow their own vegetables and they make their own bread and stuff, that I would try and do a little bit of that. So I'm gonna make bread, and I've never made bread before.
You're gonna love it. I make bread all the time. Granted, I have a bread machine, so that makes it a lot easier, but like it is so worth it. Like homemade bread is like a million times better than anything like in the world.
Yeah.
I won't eat store-bought bread. I'll go breadless if I don't have homemade bread. Like
I've heard that, and I've heard too that people who normally have like dietary reactions to bread, they can eat homemade bread. And I'm like, ooh,
yeah.
okay, we're gonna try
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
It's true. Not everybody has a gluten thing. Like some people actually have gluten things, but some people just are allergic to whatever is in store-bought bread. And
Mm,
like they can eat homemade bread just fine. It's crazy. It's
yeah.
wild.
I'm hoping that's the case because I'm thinking I used to think I had a gluten allergy, but now I'm thinking that it's just like processed stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. So I'm hoping that homemade bread will be the fix for me. So I'm really excited.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah.
That's
Does
a
what?
great husband magnet. Because I'm sorry, the way to a man's heart is still his stomach, no matter like that wisdom will never go out of style. So if you know
Yeah.
how to make bread, like they're just gonna start flocking.
Yes, actually, it's funny you say that because slightly off topic, but somebody had posted in a Facebook group about a perfume that smells like waffle cones, and that you should wear it because the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So if he can smell waffle cones on you, he'll be immediately attracted. So I bought a sample of the waffle cone perfume, and it smells delicious.
Smart. The smart hacks from Rachel and I. This is what you guys
Yeah,
come for.
yes, husband hunting 101.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, so I'm gonna make bread and I'm gonna make lemon tea cake and I'm gonna make my own. I made one before for my brother and sister-in-law's wedding rehearsal dinner, a orange cake, and it was so good.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, but I'm gonna make
Ooh.
it. It looks like Bilbo's birthday cake is the goal.
Okay. Yeah.
So keep the Hobbit theme, and do like charcuterie boards and eat steak and potatoes and all that kind of stuff.
Yes. That's all my favorite food. Like, oh my goodness. Like I could be a hobbit too. Like hands
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. Best part of being a Hobbit is the food.
Mhm. Yeah, it really is. Oh, that sounds so fun. Is there anything else going on that you didn't mention yet for your birthday week?
The only other thing, and I mentioned this on Instagram, is that I didn't ask for like a gift. I just asked
Mhm.
to have like be celebrated in some small way every day. So like if that means you buy me a coffee or you buy me a book or you bring me a donut, just like one thing every
Yeah.
day throughout the week. Because I always feel like kind of like with Christmas, anticipation is the best
Mhm.
part
It
rather than
is.
full day. So like I kind of want to draw it out so that it's not
Mhm.
just one day and then it's over. So that's what my family's been doing is buying me like a book a day and stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, that's the best. Mhm.
it is. Yeah. And my mom leaves it right outside my door every morning. So I'm like, I love waking up to it.
Oh, that's so sweet.
She's the best.
That sounds really fun. Now I'm getting inspired. I'm like, this is the way to celebrate a birthday. Like, and I hope everybody else is getting inspired too. Because
Yeah.
it's about memories and experiences,
Mhm.
and family and friends, like more so than stuff. And so I feel like it's just really special to do your birthday like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like being reminded that the people in your life care about you, I think is kind of like the thing for me with birthdays. Like I just want to be celebrated in some way, whether that's just that we spend time together or that you bought me a coffee. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so nice. Oh, well, anyway, happy birthday again. I'm so
Yeah.
excited. And now we're officially the same age again, right? Because I
Wait, when
think
is
I'm
your
like
birthday?
mine was in January. So I think when we first started the podcast, I had just had it.
Oh,
So
okay.
we're gonna have to wait till January for my embarrassment.
That's all right. That's all right. It gives me time to plan. Haha.
Yeah, oh no. Yeah, it does. Yeah, so we're officially past 27. Because
I
27 is
know.
the age. What's
We're
that
getting
quote
close to
from?
30.
I know. What's that quote from Pride and Prejudice? Like Charlotte
Oh,
is
I'm
like,
27 years old, Izzy.
yeah, she's like, I'm 27, I have no prospects. Like,
Don't you dare touch me.
yeah, I just love when everybody turns 27. I like how that's like a thing to
Yes.
like put now. It's like when everybody turned 22, they're all putting like Taylor Swift, I'm
Yes.
feeling 22.
Mhm. Yes. I totally.
Yeah.
When I turned 20, we watched Mamma Mia because in Mamma Mia, Amanda Seyfried's character is 20.
Yeah, I love that
And
movie. It's so
and then
good.
now that I'm 28, I'm like, okay, because you know people say like, when I'm 50, if Gandalf doesn't come to my house and ask me to go on an adventure or whatever because they didn't
Hmm.
word kind of thing. Well, I'm like, well, I'm 28, so this is about time that somebody should show up and tell me that I'm supposed to go to Storybrooke because Emma Swan was 28. So I'm supposed to go break a curse now. That's how I was.
True. Yeah. Yeah. And then when you're 11, you're like, "Where's my Hogwarts letter?" I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
there's very
yeah,
important birthdays here in the
yeah.
literary world. Like,
There are very important birthdays.
yeah, that's so true. So, and maybe you're gonna go now. You're 28, so you never
Yeah, you never
know.
know. Could be the year.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, guys, if this podcast suddenly becomes just me, we all know what happened to Rachel.
I
Unless you
just
can be
figured.
podcasting from there. I don't know. Maybe you can.
I mean, I have been to where they filmed Storybrooke,
Yeah.
so maybe that counts.
Yeah. Okay, so trying to think. I have like really crazy interview questions, I feel like.
Okay.
So okay, so we're gonna start with the basics. So what is your favorite color? I think I know this, but for our audience.
Green.
Green. I knew it. I knew it. Green. Yeah. I feel like everybody probably knew that because like you're very like on green theme. I feel like most of the time, like your Instagram is pretty green.
Yeah,
Like it
green.
goes with red hair.
It does, I know. I told my hairstylist, I was like, I'm prepared to go green or to go red because half of my wardrobe is already green.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My next question. What is like when you were like little, like what is the first thing that you wanted to be when you grew up? You know, as you go through as a kid, you come up with different things, but like what's the first thing that you wanted to be?
I think the first thing I remember wanting to was a vet, but then
A
I
vet?
realized that I would have to see animals be hurt, so then I thought I would cry
Oh.
too much. I was like, I
Oh.
can't be a vet. And then I wanted to be an
Oh.
artist, and then I thought, well, artists don't make very much money, so I can't be an artist.
Little Rachel's reasoning. Like,
I
you
know.
actually thought about things. I did not think about things. I was just like, this is what I want to do.
Well, there was a time when I was in middle school where I wanted to be a figure skater, and I was so determined that my mom drove me to the figure skating rink, which is like an hour and a half from our house, so that I could go
Hmm.
figure skating all the time because that's what I wanted to be
Oh,
when yeah.
oh. I used to figure skate. You know, I used to figure skate, but I never wanted to be one when I grew up, which is interesting.
Mhm.
I wanted to be
Yeah.
a ballerina though. When I was 8, I was like
Uh-huh.
obsessed. I would read all the books about ballet and then I would like leap around the house. Like, you know, when
That's
they
so
do like
cute.
those like I know there's a name for it, but when they do like the
Yeah.
leap where they're like in the split, I would like I think I was doing that. I was not.
If only our families had had cell phones so easily accessible to videotape us when we were little. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
the
Yeah.
embarrassment.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's adorable though. I love
Yeah.
it.
But the first thing I wanted to be was a fireman when I was 3.
Oh, that's so cute.
I know.
I love
Yeah.
that. Was it because of the outfit?
I think so, because I had like this red plastic bathtub for my baby dolls. And so I would put
Oh,
it on my head like a fireman hat. And I was like, I want to be a fireman.
that's so cute. Oh
Yeah.
my
And
gosh.
then I think by the time I was like older, like 5 or so,
Yeah.
I think I realized that a fireman is not like a very like girly job, so I didn't want to do it anymore. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
was old enough to understand that like that wasn't
Yeah.
like a pretty job or anything, so I
Yeah.
didn't want to do it. Like,
That totally checks out. That totally
yeah,
checks out to me.
yeah,
Cause you're like, you're so feminine. I don't, I, to be all covered in smoke and grime and this
yeah.
big giant outfit on all
Exactly.
the time. Yeah.
Yeah, it
I mean,
doesn't
I
have
don't
like
think I
a
would want to do
waist
it
or
now.
ruffles on it.
Yeah.
Like I can't wear that.
Can I trim it with lace, please?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's so cute.
Okay. If you could go anywhere, like for your dream vacation, like where would you want to go?
Oh, that's easy. New Zealand.
Okay, I knew it. I was like, I know what she's gonna say.
I already told my family. I'm like, listen, any vacation we go on to the end of time because I'm always my mom and I both always like bite off more than we can chew with vacations. The way we think we can do 27 things and we can't. And so we'll make like itineraries and we'll make schedules. Usually I make schedules because I'm a little type A. And it always stresses me out and we never do everything. And so I'm like, I'm never doing that again. Don't ever let me make an itinerary again, except for when we go to New Zealand, because I am going to every filming location in New Zealand. I don't care how small it is. I want to be there. I want to take recreation photos. I want to do all of it. That's the dream.
That sounds like
100%.
such a fun vacation. Like it is such like a
Yeah.
different place. Like nobody goes to New Zealand. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that
Except for
sounds
us
really
weird dolphin fans.
cool. Yeah, that's true. That's really true.
I'm sure they get it all the time. Like, oh, somebody's in a Renaissance dress. Must be here for Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, like the only people
Yeah.
flying into New Zealand are like in
Yeah.
like full getup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm totally
That's
gonna wear
funny.
cosplay.
Yeah.
I have to learn how to make chainmail.
That would be a really cool skill to have. Like I had a friend
Yeah.
who wanted to learn like blacksmithing. Like wouldn't that be
Ooh,
so cool
yes.
to know how to do?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
So
kind of want
cool.
to like I want to learn how to weave like cuz I've had like a lap loom, but I want to like build myself cuz I have a book that shows you how to do it. I want to build like one of those big looms like Viking women had. And then I was like I
Oh,
want to have sheep because I really like sheep's milk and then I can also have their wool. And Sterling's like, that's a lot of work. And I'm like, it's worth it. Like, I don't care. And then I was like, then I can weave all this stuff and it'll be so much fun. I feel like it's one of those things that's like I'm not actually going to do because it is a huge undertaking. So
yeah.
sometimes I like to think about
Oh
like
yeah.
having a loom and like some sheep. Like,
Yeah. All of these things that people used to do for necessity that were like, oh, that's a fun hobby, and then you're like, that would
yeah,
actually take like 80% of all
yeah,
of your time, but it's
it
still fun.
would.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, it's like so niche. I could probably like sell it for like, cause you could sell like hand like woven stuff for like really expensive these days because like nobody does
Yeah.
it. So I'm like, it
Yeah.
could be a cute little boutique business. You never know.
Yeah. I
Like,
could totally picture that. Yeah.
yeah. um. Oh, my other question was okay. So, how old were you when you learned how to drive, and like, what was your experience like learning how to drive?
Gosh, I so I know a lot of people like who grew up on farms and stuff, like they started driving when they were little, like with farm equipment and
Yeah.
stuff, but we didn't have any of that. So I didn't start driving until I was 15 and had a permit. And I remember clear as day after getting my permit, we came home and my mom took me like right outside of town into like these hills and like just parked the car and told me to get in the driver's seat. And I was like, okay. And I had never been in a car except for a go kart or like driving one.
Yeah.
And had me start driving up these hills and stuff. I was so nervous and everything. I was like, I don't know which pedal to push, and oh my gosh, it's too fast, and all that kind of stuff. I remember I used to think that driving 50 was really, really, really fast, and I didn't like
Yeah.
it. And now I'm a little bit of a speed racer. Although, fun fact, I have never had a ticket in my life, ever.
Oh, wow. I think I only ever had one.
Mm. I think
I
guys
was
get
late.
more.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. I was late to a rehearsal
Wow.
because I was in a play and I was also working and they said they would work around my work schedule, but then they didn't. Um so I was
Yeah.
like driving. It was like half an hour away and I wasn't watching out on the side of the road for cops and I was going like 12 over. That was bad. It was very embarrassing.
Oh my.
But I never got another one since then because I was just so like traumatized by that experience. And then I
Oh
was
yeah.
even later to my rehearsal.
Yes.
Yeah.
It never saves you time.
Nope. Never does. Don't do it.
Nope. Plus, even when I'm in the car with somebody else and they get pulled over, I get so panicked and anxious. I hate it. I don't like it at all. I'm like, I don't want to get pulled over. Whatever I have to do, I don't want to get pulled over.
I know. I'm so afraid of police. Like I like anytime I see them, I'm like, like
Yeah.
how could they
Am
gonna
I in
catch
trouble?
me doing something? Yeah, I know. Like
And it's like, what are you
I
even doing that's that bad, really?
I know. I know.
Yeah.
But like you never know. They could like make up something and come after you. So that's why I'm just
Yeah.
like, like,
Yeah.
you know.
And see, I'm the kind of person where I don't like getting in trouble in general.
Me
Like when
too.
I get like if like when masks were a thing and somebody would come up to you and tell you to pull it up of your nose or something, I don't like that. I don't like being corrected, especially in front of people.
Mhm.
It makes me feel very uncomfortable. So I'm like, I will
Yeah.
follow the rules. I don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was scared to drive, so I was just curious, like, whether you were scared when you were learning how to
Terrified.
drive too. Yeah, I was
Terrified.
like, this doesn't feel safe.
And I
Um,
still can't drive stick.
Me neither. That is so like, I'm sure I could if I like practice it, but it just freaked me
Yeah.
out every time like I tried. Like the clutch, and it would like make that if you don't do it right, like it starts
Yep.
making that, and you're
Yep.
like,
Terrible
ah!
feeling. You think you're breaking the car.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I started to get the hang of it, and then my mom sold her 5 speed. So,
Oh,
okay, well, now I'm
yeah,
never going to learn because I'm never going to buy a stick. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh. What is your favorite flower? If you have a favorite flower. Not everybody does.
Hard. I mean, there are some flowers I know I don't like. I would say probably my favorite is peonies,
Oh,
but
those
they're
are so
so hard to
pretty.
find. Yeah, they're so pretty. But in general, if you can't find peonies because they're not always available,
Yeah.
I like more like wildflower bouquets.
Yeah, me too. Wildflowers are the best. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're just
Yeah,
so
they're so special.
pretty.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
they are. Like,
I don't
I
know.
always wanted to like just pick a bunch of wildflowers for my wedding, which is probably not going to work in the desert. Actually, no, it would, but it would have had to been like last month. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like, and that's the problem. Like, if you're gonna do that, like, you have to get married at a specific time, like when the wildflowers are out. And
yeah.
like, I don't need to make it more complicated. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, that's true. That's
yeah,
I never thought about that. If you're gonna pick your own flowers, that you'd have to do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, wildflowers. I agree. Wildflowers are the best. Like, they're so pretty. I think there's just something about like they're just naturally there. Like, nobody cultivates
Yeah.
them. Like, I don't know.
They're not perfect, and I like.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Mhm.
Like, I love blue bonnets, like in Texas.
Mhm. Mhm.
Those are so pretty, and they're totally wild. They'll just like cover the entire field, and
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah.
Yep. I agree.
What was my other questions? I came up with like such crazy questions. Like, I don't know. Oh, okay. Have you ever had any pets?
Have I
Obviously,
had any
but
pets?
like we already know that you have pets, but like, like what's your pet history? That's what I'm
Oh my
asking.
gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess it should have been clear to my family how obsessed I was with animals, even at a young age, because we caught, I think we caught a salamander first, but then we also caught a
Oh.
frog in our bathroom, and we put
Mhm.
it in an old licorice jar, and I named it Rover because
Rover.
that's how bad I wanted a dog that I named the frog Rover.
You're
And
like,
my,
hint, hint.
I know, and my mom was like, I think she needs a dog, and and then we got a hamster very briefly named Scratch, who would always figure out how to get out of her cage at night. And then you would hear this like scratching sound in the middle of the night, and she would be behind the piano chewing the wallpaper off the wall. She was evil. She bit me. She did not like anybody. We did not have her very long. We gave her away. And then I think, I don't think we had any other kind of pets until I was 5. And the babysitter we used to go to, her dog Bosco, like loved my brother. And
Oh.
he, he had bred with one of her dogs that had puppies. And after the puppies were born, she was like, "Do you guys want Bosco?" And my parents were like, "Yeah, they've been begging for a dog for forever, so we got Bosco." And he was like, if my brother hears this, he's gonna be like, "Yeah, you talk about my dog," because he loved that dog
Mhm.
more than anything. And I loved the dog too, but that was like his dog, and he
Yeah.
was the laziest
Oh.
dog in the world. And there are pictures of me putting scarves and hats and shoes on him. Just dressing him up all the time when I was little, and he would just lay there, just be chill with it. And then we had Lucy, who was a yellow lab, who was, and I say this with all love in the world, I think she was genuinely a Down syndrome dog. She just had no
Aw.
concept of what was going on
Yeah.
ever. She, like, her ear was actually on fire one time, and she just
Oh
sat
my
there just
goodness, she
flipping her
just so.
ear. She was
Oh
just
my
like,
goodness, poor thing.
she didn't really
Yeah.
understand what was going on, and it was like, oh, Lucy, you sweet child. All she wanted was attention. She was super sweet, and she passed away a couple
Oh.
years ago. And then now I have Daisy, who is insane but sweet, Marshall, who judges me all the time.
Oh, your dogs are so cute.
I love
Somebody
them.
told me one time because I was like, okay, well, when we get chickens, we're gonna need like a chicken dog. And they said that Great Pyrenees are like the best chicken dog. And I was like, really? Really? So we need to get one of them? Like,
They're great, great, great farm dogs. Yeah.
yeah.
There are some people I know who they don't want you to pet the Great Pyrenees that they have because they just want the Great Pyrenees to only bond with the animals and not the people.
That's probably smart. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't think I could manage that. I
I
think they
know,
would
right?
still have to be petted because they're so
Yeah,
freaking fluffy.
yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
I know.
Yeah.
The only thing is they're so solitary and they're so introverted that they when they want your attention, they want all of it and they want it right now. But then a lot of the time they just want to be
And
alone.
they yeah.
Like Marshall will sit on the porch, but the minute I come outside to sit on the porch, he runs away and he goes
He's like,
and
I need
hides
my
by
space.
himself. Yeah. And
Yeah.
like if I go visit him wherever he's hiding, he'll paw
Hmm.
at me for attention. So he's fine having the attention, but he doesn't want me to hang out all the time because he wants his
Oh,
space.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Well, I
yeah.
guess that would be good if they're work dogs. They're not going to be around people necessarily all the time. So that's probably a good trait for them to have. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we never had dogs because my dad was, we were always moving because he was in the military. And my mom's family was also in the military. And it was just hard moving a dog around, like it got complicated, it got difficult for the dog. So she was always like, we're not going to get a dog because it's just very hard on them to be
Yeah.
moving around all the time. So we never had dogs. And my sister and my brother, like they were like growing up, they're like, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a dog. Like,
Aw.
you know,
Did
yeah.
they?
Nope, they still haven't. Well, to be fair, my brother's in college and my sister still hasn't settled down. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
I get there.
yeah. So who knows? I might get a dog first because, like, I will probably get one when I have chickens, just because, like,
Yeah.
chickens, man. Like, I mean, everybody loves chicken. Like, raccoons love
Oh
chickens, and like fishers love chickens,
yeah.
and coyotes love chicken. Like, everybody loves chickens. So, like, you have to put something out there with them,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
like a buddy. I even heard like you can have like if you have like a horse or a donkey, if you put like them like right next to the chicken coop, that will also keep away
Yeah.
like these animals
Donkeys
because they don't like big animals.
yeah. Donkeys I've
Yeah.
read are really good protective animals because
Yeah,
they are so aggressive,
they
like
are
protectively.
like
They're like they will bite, they will honk at you, they will
yeah.
kick. Yeah.
That's why I'm like I don't think I want a donkey, but thank you. Like
They're cute though.
yeah. Like, yeah, that and goats. Like even though I kind of like goats, but like goats, man, like they're just
Kind of like a pain.
oof. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're a pain. Like,
Yeah. They're very mischievous. And I'm like, I don't think I
mhm.
want to do yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why so I was reading this book about fairy lore for my like research and goats have traditionally been like the allies of the fae. Like,
Oh,
the fae are like,
yeah,
"Oh
yeah.
yeah, goats, they're our allies." So they're linked to like I think some legends link them to like Satan and stuff. Like I don't think they're that evil. But yeah, they're like goats are like the mischievous animal and like the fae will like ride on them and use them for all their mischievous ends. And I'm like, that makes so much sense. Like if you've
That
ever
does make
met a goat, like
yeah.
yeah,
That checks out. I see where those
yeah,
stories originated. Yeah, I get it.
yeah.
I
You
mean, they're
know,
especially the babies. Like they're super cute, but I'm like,
yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no. You eat
Yeah.
literally everything. No.
They do. Yeah, so if you want to clear a field, they're great animals, but other than
Yeah,
that, like,
yeah.
you know,
Like I think I'd rather have a cat than a horse and a cow. Cows are great. I love
yeah,
cows.
yeah. I feel like cows are like my spirit animal. Like I feel like we're on the same wavelength.
I like that.
Like,
They're like so content. They're just like
they
chill.
are.
I like
They
that.
really
Yeah,
are. Yeah.
that's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, they're very gentle. Yeah,
Yeah,
goats. And see, I respect goats because I feel like they're very stubborn and they're very independent. I respect that. But I feel like, yeah,
you don't
they
want
just
to
don't
hang
like
out
being
with
bossed
them.
around. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
want to do their own thing. Like
Yeah, like in people, I like independence and originality, but in animals, I
it's
want
like
I want you to be fully dependent on me and obsessed with me because it makes me feel better.
yeah. Yeah, so then it's like dogs, like animals
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Who are like excited to see you and like yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And some cats are like that.
yeah,
There's always the stereotype about cats, but some cats are super needy, like
yeah.
and friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've met cats that are basically dogs, and I'm like, okay, I could have a cat.
They are.
Yeah.
There was this one cat I was watching one time, and I would go over to spend time with the cat. So I would bring like my piano music to practice the piano. The cat wouldn't let me play the piano because he'd like jump on my lap and like be going in between my arms. I'd be like, I'm trying
Uh,
to hang out with you here. Like I need to be doing something while I'm over here. But
yeah,
he's like, no, you have to hang out with me. None of this piano
that's
nonsense.
so cute.
Like,
That's
yeah.
like Marshall. If I sit next to him and I'm petting him with one hand, and I get on my phone with the other, he doesn't like that. He wants both hands. So he will paw my hand until I drop the phone because he does not like to share my attention. And I'm like, you needy little brat.
But maybe, maybe he's watching out for you. He's trying to limit your like blue light time. You never know. Maybe he's not being needy. Maybe he's
He's
like,
like,
that phone is bad for you, Rachel. Put it down. Like,
I like that. That's funny.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure he's quite that selfless, but I like to believe that. We'll go with that.
Yeah. When they come out 100 years, like, oh my God, they'll be like, cell phones were so bad and they gave everybody all these diseases. He's gonna be like, see, I told you so. Like, I
Look
knew
at
it.
all the diseases I saved you by all the screen time I took.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I'll have to give him more credit now.
Yeah. Because I really think like animals know like so much more of what's going on sometimes than like we do.
Yeah.
Like, like I've heard stories of like animals who like would never like like do anything with like their owners, and then like when the woman got pregnant they would like know, and they'd like give her all this
Yeah.
attention, and then like they can smell all this stuff, and like they know when something bad is going to happen. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
They can even like detect cancer in people. Like it's insane.
mhm. Yeah.
Dogs are
Yeah,
awesome.
they really are. Oh, that was perfect. I hope everybody heard that. I think we had an agreement.
Really, I think the Amazon guy is here and Daisy's not happy, but we're
Oh,
gonna say
okay.
she agrees.
Yeah.
That was perfect timing because they've been so quiet so far.
I know. Well, hopefully it's another book. I'm hoping this Amazon guy's here with
Yeah.
another book for you.
Yeah. Give me all the books. Just bury me in books.
Okay. Ooh, speaking of books, okay, so if you were stuck on a desert island and you could only bring 5 books, which ones would you bring?
Oh,
I feel like I'm being generous with 5. Like, if you asked
I
me to do one,
know.
I could not. Like,
Well,
that
I
would
mean,
be,
usually people ask you one, and so I usually have one
that's,
ready because that's what people ask all the
yeah,
time.
I don't. Like, I'm like, I can't
Um,
pick. Sorry.
I would bring. I have a single volume of Lord of the Rings that I would bring.
Oh, that's smart.
Um,
Get those volumes. Like,
yes,
the
yeah,
books.
they count as one.
Yeah,
Count as
they
one.
do.
Oh my gosh, favorite. What would I bring? 4 other books. This is so hard. I think I would probably bring one of my K.M. Shea urban fantasy trilogies.
Yeah.
And I think it would probably be probably the Court of Midnight and Deception one. And for my 5th one, that's so hard. Oh my gosh, Jenny, you have to pick hard questions? Come on.
I thought I was making it easier, but I guess I'm making it harder.
I
Like,
always tell my mom, I'm like, you're giving me too many choices. Too many choices.
yeah.
You pick between 2 things, but just choose 5. And I think for the 5th one, now I feel like I need to get my Kindle out or something so I can look through them. Probably, it would probably be a rom-com so that I could hit the trifecta of all 3 genres I like. And it
Yeah.
would probably be, I think it would be Just Friends by Rachel John.
Oh, I never read that one.
It's really cute.
Yeah, because I feel
It's,
like I would need to bring like a variety of genres
yeah,
if I was gonna be
yeah,
stuck on a desert island. Like, you can't just pick one genre. I mean, that's not gonna work.
yeah. You need to have it like vary between the different kinds. Yeah,
Yeah, because sometimes
exactly.
you're in the mood for like something different. You know?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I brought all epic fantasies, that would get so old.
It would. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I would bring. I have a collection of like all. is it 6? 6 Austen novels in one book, so I bring that.
Ah, there
See,
you
that
go.
counts as one book, and then I can bring some other ones.
Yep. What other four would you bring?
I bring that. I would probably bring I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. So she wrote 101 Dalmatians. And she
Mm,
also wrote I Capture the Castle. And I would probably bring, if I could find, I'd bring like the biggest collection of Louisa May Alcott books I could also find. I'm such a cheater, but like
ah, hey, you
I
gotta do what you
would.
gotta do.
Yeah. And then see, then it's really hard because like I feel like I would want like a romance or like a rom-com. But I feel
Yeah.
like those books for me, like I like reading them, but there's not a whole lot I read that I'm like I need to reread. They're
Yeah,
more
yeah,
like fun, like one-time reads.
yeah,
So I'd probably bring like a Trisha Ashley book because she always has like really cozy, like cute, like cottagey
yeah.
romances. I'd probably bring that. So now I'm at 4. Then oh, I would probably bring my favorite. No, I would bring Beauty by Robin McKinley. Yeah, that's it. That's
Mm.
what I bring.
Okay.
Okay, that's my favorite. That's
There
my
you go.
list. Wait, what is that 4? I don't know. That's hard. Actually, you're right. 5 is harder than just 1.
Yeah,
That is so hard. Although I still don't know what I would bring for 1.
I would bring
What
Lord of the
else?
Rings.
Yeah, that's very solid. See, I don't know. I don't think I would bring Jane Austen. I don't think that would be like my one. I probably maybe I would bring Louisa May Alcott something
Mm,
if I could bring one.
yeah.
But oh, let's
It's a,
just hope that this never happens. Like,
I know,
because this
right?
question is stressing me out. Like, meanwhile, we have the opposite problem. We have like miles and miles of books that like we're never gonna get through,
Oh my gosh,
like
yes.
the TBR list.
Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's like having clothes in your closet because I have all these books on my TBR, and then I'm like, I'm not in the mood for any of these.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah, that's me too. So I go to the library and I'm like, why am I going to the library? I need to read the books I already have. I just keep
Yeah.
going to the library. Like,
Hmm.
yeah,
It's
but
a problem.
it really is. But it's a good problem to have. Like, that's
It's
what I
a
was trying
good,
to remind
yeah.
myself. Whenever I get stressed out, I'm like, you're like really lucky and blessed that you have so many books to read and like you have an abundance of books and like
Yeah.
you're never gonna run out. And like
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
Hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, that's a good thing. I'm not stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blessed, not stressed.
Exactly. Blessed,
Yeah.
not stressed. Oh my gosh. Okay, never. I'll tell you that later because it's kind of. I was like, we should do something, but I don't want to spoil it because it might be a good surprise later.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Okay. Okay.
So if you're watching, sorry. I hinted at something, but maybe you can guess what I was gonna say.
Um,
Okay. So if you like, what is your like favorite outfit to wear?
oh.
Like, and this is kind of hard because it's for like different occasions, but like just say like it's your perfect day and you'd be wearing your perfect outfit. Like, I feel
This
like
is,
I know what this is gonna be, but
I am such a basic white girl, guys. Uh, so I guess there's two variations. There's, am I staying home and not seeing anybody, or am I going somewhere? They vary only very
yeah.
slightly. If I'm staying home, my staple favorite outfit is basketball shorts, Ugg boots, and a sweatshirt.
That like ultimate comfort right there.
Yeah,
Sweatshirt, basketball shorts, and then the UGG. Like it's just like
yeah.
comfort all the way through.
That's my staple at-home outfit since I was like 12.
Like
Uh, and if I'm going somewhere, we change out the basketball shorts for jeans, and then we put on Converse, and that's it.
keep the sweatshirt.
Yeah, keep the sweatshirt.
Sweatshirts are so nice. Like it's like especially like in the summer, obviously not as much, but like
Yeah,
in the winter because they're just like so roomy and you don't
that's
feel like constricted. You
mm-hmm.
don't have to do the whole underwire thing if you don't want to.
Yes.
Just putting that out there. If you're in a
Yep.
sweatshirt, like
Yep.
you
I don't have
know,
to worry about whether or not, like, I have rolls in my stomach, or I,
yeah,
am on my period and I feel bloated right now. It doesn't
hmm
matter, 'cause I'm wearing a blanket sweatshirt that's
yeah, That's
like
why
a
I'm a dress girl. Like,
mm,
because I'm like,
yeah,
you don't have to worry about bloated in dresses ever.
true.
Like, and you never feel like constricted. Because sometimes I feel just like I don't want something around my waist,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
That
But
makes
dresses are definitely harder in the winter because it's hard to find cute ones that are actually warm.
yes,
It's like they don't make both. I'm
yeah,
like, come on, guys. Like, can't we go back to like Little House on the Prairie where you could be warm and
yeah.
cute, but it's very
That
hard to dress. I think it's the shoes
yeah.
that's the hardest.
Ooh,
It's
yeah,
hard to get good winter shoes with a dress.
yeah. Because boots don't always work depending on the dress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so hard. So I love summer because it's like I don't wear anything but dresses.
That's so cool.
It's the best.
I have a hard time finding dresses, but I do love dresses.
I have too many. Like every time I go to Goodwill, I'm like, you don't need another dress, but like I always see one. And it's always like, it's not like super cheap because obviously prices have gone up, but like it's
Yeah,
still way cheaper than you'd buy it like at the store. So
yeah.
I'm like, oh, like, and I rationalize it.
Mhm.
And I'm like, there is such a thing as space in the closet too, Jenny. You know what I mean? It's not always about like a good price. It's like
Yeah.
you're gonna get to a point and they won't all fit in your closet, no matter how cheap they are. Like,
Oh my gosh, that's when you just take over the closet.
yeah. Like my clothes are always like so packed in the closet that like the hangers catch on each other and it's really hard to get anything out. You have to like shove everything and I'm
Yep.
like, this is a bad look. I'm like, I should be more minimalist, but it's so hard when dresses are so cute. Like,
I totally, totally have the same problem. For me, it's jackets and shoes. I have
oh my gosh. Yeah,
I have every
jackets.
I
Yeah.
have every kind of boot in every size, in every shape, in every like height,
Mhm.
and every color. And then jackets, I'm like, well, I have a black leather jacket, but I need a blue leather jacket.
Mhm.
And I have a suede jacket, but I need it in green. And I have a denim jacket, but I need a boyfriend denim jacket. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, jackets and shoes are the worst because I tried to go minimal. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm gonna have like a basic pair of shoes in this color, basic pair of this, you know what I mean? Like super basic.
Yeah.
I think I had 4 pairs of shoes. But the one thing that is the hardest thing in outfits is always the shoes and the jacket you wear over it. It's like you need, if you have a bunch of dresses or like anything, any kind of outfit, you need like a million different kind of shoes to go with
Mm-hmm.
everything. And you need a million different kind of jackets. Yeah, like
Yep.
that is like the hardest. Those are like the two hardest
Mhm.
items of clothing.
Yeah.
It's like it has to be very particular if it's gonna look right. And then like you just need a million different varieties to go with like
Mhm.
all your different shirts and dresses. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yep.
Like
It's ridiculous. And then I still, even as many as I have, I still will pull out an outfit and be like, I don't have any jackets that look good with this.
right?
I'm like,
It's
how
like no
can I
matter
need
how much
more?
yeah, no matter how many you get, like you're always gonna have some
Yeah.
outfit that needs something else to go with it. Like,
Yep.
oh my gosh.
Always. Always.
Yeah.
First world problems, guys.
It really is. It really, yeah. Like you talk about
Uh,
first world problems, that's it right there.
yeah.
That's like the definition.
That is such a privileged problem, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But I kind of knew. I was like, I bet Rachel's perfect day is a homebody day. And so it's gonna be a sweatshirt outfit. I was like, I'm get just guessing. But
I am such a, like I like going places and I like traveling, but I really like coming home.
me too.
Yeah. I am a homebody for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is not a big deal for us to ever film these podcasts because we're just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be home all these
I know.
days this week. We're like, okay, which day works best? Well, let's see. Almost every day this whole week is fine. Like,
It's so true. Oh my gosh.
like,
Like I know people who can't stand to be home more than a couple of days
hmm
a week. Like, they want to be gone all the time, and I'm like,
yeah,
I'm the opposite. I'm like, I don't want to
I
be
know.
gone more than maybe 2 days. The rest of the time, I want to be at
Yeah,
the house. Yeah.
me too. And I can't go out like for the whole day. I'm like, I'll go out for like a few hours. Like,
Yeah.
you know how like older people, like they can only do one thing in a day.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
they're going to the grocery store, like that is the day.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm already like that.
Same. Like my mom and I will go
Mhm.
shopping or make a plan to go shopping, and we'll shop for like 2 hours, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, and she's like, me too. I'm like, want to go home?
I don't know what it is about being in stores, but it always makes me feel sick. Like I start to get a sore throat whenever I'm in a store
Yeah.
for too long. And I've always been like that, like since I was a
Yeah.
teenager.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I get dehydrated or it's like the lack of fresh air. I'm not sure what it is. But like,
Yeah.
if I try and do a whole day of shopping, I'll be done in like a few hours because I just feel like I'm getting a cold. And I never get a cold. It just feels like I'm
Yeah.
getting one. Oh, I
Yeah.
don't know.
It just like zaps all the energy out of you.
Mhm.
You're just like
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. So we're both very definitely homebodies, in case you guys didn't know. The secret is out. Yeah, that's why Sterling and I are like, yeah, like we would definitely live like 30 minutes away, if not longer, from a big town. So it's like
Mhm.
we don't want to go anywhere. Like I don't care.
Yeah.
Like I'll drive in once a week to do grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
know, and then that'll be my big outing, then I'm done. I'm not going back in. Like,
The only downside to not living close, because we live about 15 minutes from the closest town, is that DoorDash is more
oh
expensive
yeah.
to live really far away.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's the one downside. Of
Yeah.
course, I relate it to food.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I is DoorDash like how long is that like fairly new? Like 'cause I know like really ramped up during like the lockdown,
It
but
did. Yeah.
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 But
I
I
think
feel like
it,
it was probably there before, maybe just not as popular.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we never used DoorDash. I don't know why. I feel like we maybe we just don't eat out a lot. Like, 'cause my family never really used it. My brother did though one time because he had like a coupon. You know how they'd give you like those like coupons and it was
Yeah.
like, $40 off, your first order because
Yeah.
they wanted to try and get you into it. And one time,
Yeah.
like I was just home and it was me and my brother. He's like, "You want to get something?" And it was so nice. Like we just ordered like
Yeah.
he ordered me like some super like gourmet hamburger or whatever. And I was like, "Wow, this is nice. They just deliver it to your door."
See,
Like,
I think like for me, because I'm a homebody and I love
yeah.
food, whenever I have a hankering for something,
Mhm.
part of part of the time it's because I don't want anybody to know that I'm getting food. And if I have it
Oh,
so
yeah.
and I'm already sitting outside, then nobody in the house knows that I got food because I don't want to
That's
be
true. That
but then
is true
also,
too.
I don't
You
have to go get
intercept
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to. And also, for everybody out there, for anybody like me who gets really socially awkward, I don't love ordering things at a restaurant when I have to tell somebody, like, like at Subway, we have to tell them all the steps and
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah.
You can order on DoorDash what you want to eat and then pick it up
No
yourself.
way.
You don't have to
Okay.
So like
Oh,
almost
okay.
anywhere. So that's what I do a lot of the time is if I'm already in town or I'm going to town and I want food from somewhere, I'll go on DoorDash, I'll order what I want to be picked up, and then I'll go get it.
Oh my
So I
god.
don't ask anybody. I say my name. And that's it.
Yeah, I just saw a commercial for that because like I don't watch TV, but now that I moved in with my grandma, she watches TV, and so I've been watching a lot of commercials lately. And
Yeah.
one of it, I think it was for like it's a pizza place, and it showed this family, and they're like, "You can sit in your car and order what you want, and then go in and pick it up." And I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." Yeah, like, but I
Yeah.
never thought about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you definitely could. Like, that's like the McDonald's, like, you know how McDonald's has those kiosk things? Nobody ever
Yeah.
uses them. But like, you can like
Yeah.
order from there instead of talking to the person.
Yeah.
I don't. See, the problem is because like whenever like Sterling and I travel, he has so many like dietary restrictions. Like he can't have
Mhm.
gluten or dairy or this or that. It's like we can't order on DoorDash
Yeah.
because like sometimes even if you put it in, like they don't like get it
Mm.
right, and then it's like you know what I mean. It's already been delivered, so it's like
Yeah.
if we can't talk to a person, so that
Yeah.
makes it difficult. But like if because I can eat anything, so like for me.
Yeah.
It's like no big
Mhm.
deal. Like whatever like they bring, like I
Yeah.
can eat it. But like for him, it's just
Yeah.
so hard. you
Yeah.
know?
Well, and it's nice too because like if you don't want to waste the time having to stand there and order, you can just do it,
Yeah.
or you're going to be there in a half an hour. That way, it's just ready for you when you get there. Because like some
Exactly.
places, like the place that I like to get from a lot has like pizza and cheese sticks and stuff, and I like to order ahead so that they put mine aside, so that even if they've run out by the time I get there, my order is still
That's
ready.
true.
So
That's smart.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, because yeah, if you have to drive 15 minutes to pick it up,
yeah,
like it's like you might as well
yeah,
order ahead and that way it'll be ready when you get there.
yeah,
Like, why
yeah.
not? What's your favorite food? Now that we're on a food kick.
Oh,
Like if you could pick. It's probably a hard question, but
honestly, I mean, if I could only have like, because I would the way I determine it is if I could only have one food forever, what would I pick? It would be pizza slash
pizza.
cheese. pizza slash cheese sticks, whichever. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is such a hard question. I think I would have ground beef. That would be my one food. It's just like I don't know what it is. Like other than like any other meat. Like I like meat, but like ground beef is just like hits the spot every time. And like if you can't have cheese, I feel like ground beef is kind of like cheese. I don't know how to like that probably sounds crazy to everybody, but like I don't know what it is, but like so
Okay.
I'd like just make like patties
Would
or
you
meatballs like for the rest of my life. I could do that.
would you like actually like is there a meal with ground beef that you like best, or just like you eat ground beef?
I think it could be anything with ground beef. It could be burgers.
Okay.
It could be, and see, and this is if we're getting like really, really one food item because like I guess if it could be like the whole hamburger because that would include bread. But like I guess if somebody said you could only have like one thing, like literally one thing,
Yeah.
it would be ground beef.
Oh my gosh,
Like if I
that's
couldn't
so
have anything with it, I could eat just like ground
yeah.
beef with salt on it for the rest of my life.
Oh my gosh.
Like I really
That's
could.
okay. Well then, what would your death row meal be?
Um,
The last thing
either
you eat.
like
Okay.
either steak and mashed potatoes or a hamburger.
Ooh.
I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
Because if it's a meal, I feel like I'd want it to be steak and mashed potatoes. Because like I like hamburgers, but I think the part I really like is the patty. Like I
Mm,
would be okay. Like I like the bun and like the lettuce and tomato. Like I do like the whole package, but it's not like my absolute favorite thing in the world. So it'll probably be steak and potatoes.
yeah.
Like
I
yeah.
mean, I know that because I've heard watched some YouTube videos about people's last meals on death row, and they'll make you literally anything.
They do.
So if you want like a smorgasbord of different items, they'll make you a smorgasbord of different
No
items.
way. Maybe I have steak and mashed potatoes and eggs Benedict. That's what
Benedict.
I like, except here's the thing: if I was on death row, I'd want to make it myself because I don't trust how anybody else makes hollandaise sauce. Like, and that's why I don't eat out because I don't like how anybody else cooks except for me.
Oh
So
my god.
I'd be like, okay, can I have my last meal? But can you let me in the kitchen and I can make it myself? And they'd be like, no, we're not letting you in a kitchen with knives. And I'll be like, come on, guys. Like,
I feel like our food preferences highlights the differences between you.
yeah.
You you are like so much more refined. You're like, I want eggs Benedict.
Yeah.
I love it. I
It's
love it
actually
so
not
much.
that hard to make. Like people act like it's a super fancy thing,
Yeah,
but it's actually not too hard to make hollandaise sauce or even poach eggs.
I have
Like
never
that
had
is definitely a
eggs Benedict
life hack.
before.
Because like if you can make it, people will be impressed, but it's not that impressive. Secret. Don't tell anyone. Like learn how to make eggs Benedict and put it on your dating profile. And
There you
like you're
go.
just gonna impress everybody, but it's
Yeah.
not that hard. You can do it. Like
Oh my god. That's so funny. And here I would pick like I would pick pizza, cheese sticks, In and Out fries, a
Ooh.
milkshake,
Ooh. I do love In
and
and Out.
maybe some homemade mac and cheese with like the crackers on top.
Yes, I love homemade mac and cheese. And that's
And
another thing, it's so easy to make. Like, it's almost
mhm,
as easy as making Kraft, but it's like a million
yeah,
times better.
yeah,
Like, literally, all you do is you heat up some dairy products and then you
yeah,
dump the noodles in it. I mean, like, it's
yeah.
not hard to make cheese
It's
sauce.
not
It
hard.
really isn't. Like, it sounds hard, but it's not hard.
So
Like,
just follow the directions. Like it's so easy.
yeah, yeah. Wait, how do you make your homemade mac and cheese? Now I have to know your recipe.
I use like three different kinds of cheese,
Yes.
and I can't remember if I use milk or because we usually make it for holidays. Is usually when I make it, or what am I thinking of? Heavy cream. I can't remember what I use for it, but I
Oh,
think it's
heavy cream is probably like the better way to do it.
yeah, very rich.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then salt, and then I always cook it in a metal pan so that I can
Mhm.
then I use Ritz crackers and crunch them up on top, and then put it in the oven
Oh.
for a few minutes so that
Oh,
the
and
Ritz
bake
crackers.
it. Oh, baked mac and cheese is so good. Yeah. Yeah, I normally do my recipe is like super easy because everything is two. So it's like
Mm,
first you do 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of flour and you like make I think it's called a roux, but it's basically just when you like mix butter and flour together. Like sounds
yeah,
fancy, it's not. And
yeah,
then once you do that, that's like the base. I don't know. I think it thickens the sauce Because sometimes when I make Kraft mac and cheese, like if I was babysitting and I messed it up, I just put more flour in it. It fixes everything. Like,
So funny.
but yeah, so you do that, and then you put in 2 cups of milk and 2 cups of cheese. And I like to mix the cheese too, because when you mix it, it tastes like way better. And then you just let that like thicken. I think if you just let it like cook for a little bit, like on low heat, it'll thicken up. But if you need it to be thicker, you just dump more flour in. That's the
Mhm.
secret.
Mhm.
And then you just put in 2 cups of noodles. That's it. And then sometimes I add mustard because
Oh,
that makes it taste. If you're a mustard person, not everybody's a mustard
yeah,
person, but I am like a mustard addict. So I love like that vinegar taste, and so I think mustard is really good. Salt, pepper, all that good stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's
That's
so
it.
easy. They're so easy.
Yeah,
Like,
it
it's so
is.
much better too.
It is. I mean, I grew up on Kraft all the time. I'm
Yeah,
partial to
me
Kraft
too.
mac and cheese, but I do think homemade is better for sure.
It's like it has a richer, like I don't know. I feel like it's more satisfying. It feels
It
like
is.
fancy and rich. But
Mhm.
Kraft sometimes, because Kraft is just so like nostalgic,
It is. Yeah, like my whole
Yeah.
childhood was Kraft mac and cheese.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The bright orange powder.
Yeah, my family thinks my parents. I don't know if my brother thinks this or not, but my parents think I'm so gross because when to this day when I make mac and cheese, I will lick my finger and stick it in the cheese powder and just eat the cheese
Mhm.
that way while cooking it.
What do you mean?
And I'm like, that's not gross. It's
Oh my
cheese.
gosh.
Fine.
I remember when I was working at a restaurant that used to cater school lunch, we would make homemade mac and cheese. Like I would do that exact same on the pot, like I pour in the
Yeah.
milk and everything. And the owner had bought like a cheese flavoring, and she bought like, a normal white cheese flavoring. But then she eventually switched to like a artificially like colored like orange packet, because she's like, the kids don't want it unless it's orange. Like, they didn't want to eat the mac and cheese unless it was
Yeah.
orange. So she was like, she thought she was getting something really nice. Like it was like a white mac and cheese.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, they want orange mac and cheese. That's what they're getting. So I would use other cheese, but I would always like dump in like the orange stuff to give it that like coloring.
Um.
Like,
Oh my gosh.
but I thought that
It's
was really
like
funny.
that's
And
so
like it was
funny.
a big pot. Like it was so big that I couldn't lift it up. We'd have to get one of the guys to like
Oh wow.
bring it to the sink to strain the noodles,
Yeah.
because we made so much, because it was for a whole school. Like it was a private school. So it wasn't that
Yeah.
many kids, but like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Dang. Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Kids are so picky about their mac and cheese.
Mhm.
I was one of
Yeah,
them, I
they are.
think.
I think we went through all the questions.
We did a
This is
lot of
your big
questions.
interview. This is what it's going to feel like when you're a famous author and people are
Oh
interviewing
my
you.
gosh. I'm sure they're gonna ask me what my death row meal was and what my favorite color is.
People should ask these questions. I feel like this was a very entertaining interview. I was just
Yeah.
trying to come up with just like interesting questions that really tell you a lot about somebody, you know?
Yeah. Well, and I feel like when they
Like,
interview celebrities, I wish they would stop asking them the same questions all the time. Like, why not ask them what their death row meal is instead of asking
yeah.
their approach to getting ready for a role when they've been asked that 50,000
Mhm.
times already in other
Yeah,
interviews? Yeah.
exactly. Or like, and then they always ask about like their relationships. I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel bad for celebrities, because I'm like, I feel like I get it, like that's like the price they pay for being famous, but sometimes I'm like, people should have more respect, you know?
And
Like they're
aren't
just
they?
people, just leave them alone. Come
Yeah.
on. Like,
Yeah. And aren't isn't there more interesting things about them than who they're dating?
yeah.
I
Like
think
come
so.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would hate that. Like I would absolutely hate that. And
Mhm.
it always
Oh,
annoys me. Although I still read like every time there's an article about like Taylor Swift who she's dating, I still read it. But then I'm like, I feel I should not, like I should not read this. Like I feel bad.
whenever something pops up on Instagram, I'm like, huh, interesting. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I probably shouldn't watch this because it might like
I
it's
know. Yeah, and
feeding
then I
into
always do.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I
I'm like, I'm
somehow
gonna be a good person and not read this, but then
yeah.
I do.
And then I'm not even and I do this with so many celebrities. Where I'm like, I know who the celebrity is, but I'm not like a quote unquote fan of theirs. Like I'm not like
Mhm.
a celebrity or
Yeah.
anything.
It's just
But then
interesting.
I still manage to get invested in who they're dating, and I'm like, why are they dating that person? They could do so much better. And I'm like, why do I care? I don't know
I
them.
know. I know. Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
No, I agree. Yeah, it's so funny.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I think Jenny should be officially hired to interview celebrities now because this was fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask them the weirdest questions ever. They're gonna be, what?
They're gonna be like, "Oh, this is so refreshing. Somebody's asking me something that doesn't repeat the same
Yeah,
stuff other people have asked me."
yeah. I'm gonna be like, did you know that the end of a shoelace is called an aglet? I got that from Phineas and Ferb. Like
I
I'm
got
gonna
it
make this
from
the most
I got it from
interesting
Sweet Life
interview.
of Zach and Cody. Oh my gosh, this is so funny.
Oh, they had that in Sweet Life of Zack and Cody
Yeah.
too. Must be
Yes.
something about kid shows and
Mhm.
random facts.
Yes.
It's probably so they
It was
can annoy
so
their
entertaining for
parents.
them.
Because
Yeah.
you know, like when you go up to your parents, you're like, "Did you know? Did you know that was my brother? Did you know? Did you know?" Like, I guess it's better than why as a
Uh,
parent. You'd probably rather hear "Did you know" than why.
my catchphrase as a kid, and it still is my catchphrase, is "I have a question." I
Oh
say it
no,
all the time. And usually
parents
it's
are
questions
like,
I don't expect answers to. I'm just like thinking out loud, but I'm like, I have a
yeah,
question. Why does this happen? And nobody knows the answer, and I'm like, I didn't expect you to. I'm just curious.
yes,
I
yeah.
don't know. Anyway.
It's like my sister and I always do. Actually, no, it's more my sister and my dad. They'll be like, question, from The
Mhm.
Office.
Yeah.
So whenever somebody says like, "Oh, I have a question," they'll be like, "Question." Like,
Love it. That's like
yeah,
when anybody asks me something where my answer would be yes. Like, do you want to go for a walk? Absolutely, I do.
yeah. I mean, you just have to like get as many office quotes in the day as you possibly can. Like
Yes,
that's a
that's the goal.
secret to a good life.
Yes, that is my number one goal every morning I wake up. I think, how many office references can I make today?
Yeah. Oh, okay, well, that was the birthday episode. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I don't even know what to make of that episode.
It was
Like,
so, it's all so random, but I really like it.
yeah, me too. So I hope you guys really like it too. If you want us to do more random episodes, we will. Just let us know. I feel like this should be our strategy for interviewing people. Because we keep meaning to have people on and we are going to do it, but we just have to like, it's with us, it's just like, oh, when do you want to record? Whatever. But like for this, we have to like, approach people and be like, would you like to be a guest? And then we have to set up a date. And so we are gonna do it. It's just like kind of like gets keep putting pushed off. But I feel like this should be our interview format,
Yeah, like
for other
let's ask,
authors. Get ready.
let's ask like 2 writing related questions, and the other 10
Yeah.
are just random. Yeah,
Exactly. And that's the other thing, like if you're an author and when you get interviewed, you're always asked like, what is your writing process? And and like those are good questions and people like talking about it, people like listening about it. But I feel like eventually it gets kind of old,
does, yeah.
So we're gonna bring the random interview to the writer community here. Like,
And I feel like too, writers usually don't even know how to answer. Like when somebody
mhm,
asks what my
exactly.
writing strategy is, I'm like, I don't know. I just do
Yeah,
it.
it's like a surprise to me every time. A very scary,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
anxiety inducing surprise.
yeah,
It's like, can I pull this off every
yeah.
single time?
Like I don't know what
Like,
I'm doing. You want me to give you advice? Why?
yeah. It's like I'm always surprised when there's a book at the end of this process
Yeah.
because
Wow, I really did it. I didn't think it would happen.
yeah, I really wasn't sure there.
Yeah.
But we will start interviewing you guys and your favorite authors.
Mm,
And this is probably what you're going to be able to look forward to.
yeah. Hope
Yeah.
you enjoyed it.
Yeah. All right. Well, happy birthday week again, Rachel. Everybody make sure you go wish Rachel happy birthday. Bombard her with messages. Make
Thank
her
you,
day super
everybody.
bombarded, embarrass her, do
Ah,
all the things.
okay.
That's your mission today, and we will see you next week.
Yes, and we will also be doing this again to Jenny in January. Haha.
Okay, I guess it's deserved.
It is deserved. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed it, and tune in next week for another episode. And if you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a review so that other people can find us, and we will see you in the future. Bye!